Hi, my name is Ryan Evans.
And I'm Sean Shiba.
And this is Channel 7 News.
This week marks the 35th year commemoration of the Cambodian genocide.
That's right, Sean. There were over 1.7 million deaths. That's 21% of the Cambodian population at the time.
It was one of the worst tragedies of the 20th century.
Not everyone died. In fact, we have a special guest with us tonight. One of the few survivors of the Cambodian prison, Tuol Sleng, Tevi Kim.
Yes, but before we go down to John on the scene with Tevi Kim, let's give a little background information on the topic.
It all started in April of 1970 when the U.S. started bombing Cambodian borders to try and eliminate North Vietnamese forces.
The government of Cambodia was weakened after being bombed heavily by the United States.
The peasants of Cambodia were forced to flee the countryside and headed to the capital city of Cambodia, Phnom Penh.
In April of 1975, leader of the Khmer Rouge forces, Pol Pot, invaded the capital city of Phnom Penh.
With many people in the city, the Khmer Rouge forces easily could control the city and its people.
After the U.S. pulled out of Cambodia, Pol Pot used guerrilla tactics which helped him defeat the government's army.
Well, I think it's a good introduction to our brave guest.
That's right, Ryan. Let's send it down to John Smith with Tevi Kim, survivor of the infamous prison, Tuol Sleng. Thanks, Sean. So tell us, Tevi, how awful were the conditions at Tuol Sleng?
It was very bad. We were barely fed, and we were forced to sleep in hot, uncomfortable beds, if we were lucky enough to sleep. The prison had very strict regulations. If any of the rules were broken, we were punished by getting beaten.
That sounds horrible, Tevi. Tell us more about the things that stick out in your memory the most.
I remember memories from when the guards tortured me, but I don't really like to talk about it.
Why were you sent to Tuol Sleng in the first place?
I was being accused of the KGB, even though I had no clue what the KGB even was.
Do you realize you are one of the 12 few survivors of Tuol Sleng? Unfortunately, 12,000 other people did not survive.
Yes, I'm very lucky to escape that prison alive. It seemed that every day I was there, new faces kept appearing to take place of the ones who had already been killed.
Such a sad tragedy. Well, thank you for your time with us, Tevi.
Thank you so much.
Now back to Ryan and Sean in the studio.
Not only do we have a survivor with us tonight, we got a chance to talk with a historical expert on the topic, James Thomas.
Let's see what James has to say about the reasoning for bombing Cambodia, which started the whole genocide. Alright, so what are your opinions, James?
Well, I think that it was somewhat necessary for the U.S. to take out Vietnamese forces to prevent further spread of communism. I don't think that it was the right thing to bomb Cambodia so much. There were an estimated 500,000 casualties from the bombs directly.
Wow, how devastating.
Yes, it really was. Also, the president at the time, Richard Nixon, ordered for the bombings to happen without approval from the U.S. Congress. What is really sad about the whole event is that it was sparked young people from Cambodia to join the Khmer Rouge forces and take control.
Well, what's done is done. Thanks for sharing your input, James. Well, that's it for our segment on the Cambodian genocide.
I hope you learned something tonight, but we'll be back tomorrow for a story on a new invention.
Well,
Good night from Channel 7 News.